All right. Hello. How's everybody doing today? Let me know. I hope you're having a good day so far. Um, so if you're watching the live, please just comment and let me know. Just say hi or something. Let me know you're here. And if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay in the comments. Okay, so let's get started with today's topic. If you guys have been in this group for a while, or you follow me on social media, or you watch my YouTube videos, or anything like that, you know how much I talk about managing stress. You know how much I talk about how important it is, right? And you may get tired of hearing it. You may get tired of hearing me always talk about the benefits of it and how to do it and all these things. But today, I'm going to explain the effects that stress has on your body. And of course, I'm going to give you some tips on how you can eliminate stress, manage it better so that you can improve your health, because that's what managing stress really does. It helps improve your health. Like, you'll see a major difference if you start prioritizing these tips that I give you. Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining. Um, so let's first just talk about stress for a minute, and then we'll get into I've got four ways that stress affects your health, and then like what it does, and then how you can uh, fix those issues. But I want to start with just talking about stress for a minute. So stress is a natural reaction to our environment and to different life experiences, right? The purpose of it is to protect your body in an emergency. Like, we all have heard of, the fight or flight, that is what our stress is designed to protect us from. It's designed to protect us in danger, in an emergency. But when our stress response keeps firing day after day, it can put us at risk for serious health issues. Anything from everyday responsibilities to work to, like, if you have pain, like chronic pain, any chronic health issues, even a death of a loved one, all of those things can trigger your stress. It can cause a stress response in your body. And in the short term, stress can be good for helping us cope with these things, right? With these situations. But if your stress response continues and becomes chronic, it starts to take a toll on your health. That's when it becomes dangerous for you and for your health. Um, so chronic stress can cause a lot of different symptoms, but today I want to discuss four that are not only serious, but they're very common, especially this day and age. Like, you hear a lot of people suffering from these things, and they may not realize that it may be chronic stress that is causing it to be chronic, causing their health issue to become chronic, and them not be able to um, get rid of this health issue that they have, right? Because we always think diet, exercise, things like that. But even though those things are very important and they contribute, stress, if you are dieting and exercising but you're stressed out, that can matter more. That can matter more than you um, exercising or eating like a perfect diet. Um, so let's get into these reasons. So the first reason you need to manage your stress is because stress depletes vitamins and minerals. Have you guys ever heard that? Let me know in the comments. Stress actually depletes vitamins and minerals, and I'm going to explain how. So, mental and emotional stress depletes many critical nutrients your body needs to function at its best. So, during times of stress, oh, hold on, y'all, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, sorry about that. During times of stress, your body is doing its best to maintain balance. Even though you are throwing things at it that it's like, whoa, this is a lot right now. Yes, you haven't heard of that? Yeah. It actually depletes vitamins and minerals. So when you're stressed and you're throwing all these things at your body, it's still doing its best to maintain balance in your body, because if we don't have the balance in our body, that if it gets thrown off, um then that's when we start seeing symptoms and seeing health issues. So it's working hard to maintain normal functions of your body, while also trying to reduce the effects of stress. Okay. And so this means that it needs more nutrients to stay in balance when you're stressed out. When your body is under stress, it needs even more vitamins and minerals to stay in balance because it's using more. It's using more to try to fight the stress and to try to stay in balance. So, so this is what causes your body to start depleting vitamins and minerals. You start having deficiencies, right? You may go to the doctor and get blood tests done, and you're vitamin D deficient, or you have low B vitamins or low iron or whatever it is. And it could be because you're not dealing with your stress. You're just you're just you're not managing it well, or you're managing it in an unhealthy way, right? Like stress eating or stress drinking, things like that. So uh so so it's working hard to maintain normal functions, and it's also trying to reduce the effects of stress. And this means you need more nutrients to stay in balance. So the common nutrients that get depleted when you're stressed out are magnesium, B vitamins, iron, vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. And to help build these nutrients in your body, you need to be eating, not taking supplements. I don't recommend that. Now, your doctor might recommend that. Someone else might recommend that. I do not think that we should rely on supplements like 100% of the time to get our vitamins. I think it's way healthier and way less toxic to get it from our produce, our food, right? So, to help build up nutrients in your body, you need to be eating leafy greens, nuts, citrus fruits, and lean red meat. And you also need to try to be getting at least a few minutes of daily sunshine. And that, if you're doing that, then you're going to get all the vitamins I just named. You're going to get all the vitamins that get depleted when you're stressed out. So I would focus on that. Trying to get some of these every day, so that you are not depleting your vitamins, and you're giving your body what it needs to stay healthy and not develop health issues. So let me know if that makes sense. Okay, good. I'm glad you like the info. Okay, and the second reason you need to manage stress is it raises blood sugar. Stress raises blood sugar. If you've ever worn a continuous glucose monitor, which I've not gotten my hands on one, but I've read studies where they've done this. They have measured people's, it's a continuous blood glucose monitor. So it's always measuring it. And what they found is that even when people um, didn't eat anything, if they had an argument or they had some kind of stress response, at that time, then their blood sugar raises. So stress can definitely raise blood sugar. Um, so when your body feels stressed, it releases cortisol. I know you guys have heard of cortisol because I talk about cortisol all the time. So cortisol is a hormone that causes blood glucose to raise. That's not the only thing it does, but that is one of the effects that happens when your body releases cortisol. So the more blood sugar spikes you have, the higher your A1C goes. So, um, here and there, I wouldn't, you don't need to worry about um, you releasing cortisol here and there. Like that is a normal thing that our body does. But if you're not managing your stress or you're managing it in an unhealthy way, like I said, and that cortisol just stays up because you never do anything to bring it back down, then you're going to be raising blood glucose. It's going to just stay high, which means your A1C will be high. So, and A1C is what you go get tested at the doctor every 3 months or so. And so, so this can be causing your diabetes. This can be causing you to not be able to get your blood sugar back down if you are diabetic or if you're pre-diabetic or if you're having blood sugar issues or insulin resistance. Staying stressed out, having cortisol stay high may be causing you to stay diabetic and not be able to heal it. So, this puts you at risk for type 2 diabetes or not able to heal it if you already have it. So, if you're having trouble sleeping, if you're having digestive issues, you get frequent headaches, you feel tired all the time, you feel anxious or depressed, these are all signs that you have high cortisol and that you have high, chronic stress. These are all signs, and there's more, but I just named some of the more common ones. Um, these are all signs that your cortisol is high and it's not going down, and that means you have chronic stress. And so, if you are diabetic, pre-diabetic, insulin resistant, or just having a lot of blood sugar issues lately, look at your stress. See if that could be the possible reason. Because if you're doing like the diet and the exercise and all that, and you can't seem to get your blood sugar down, look at your stress level. That could be it. So, the proven ways to manage stress are getting physical activity that you enjoy, and that is the key. You don't want to do things that you dread or that you don't really care for. Like me, if I had to run, I used to run and I got to where I dreaded it, I did not like it, I would make up excuses not to have to do it. That's just causing me stress. It's not healthy for me because I don't enjoy it. So it needs to be activity that you enjoy. Um, Also getting out in nature is they've done so many studies on this where if you just look at nature, if you just get outside in nature, put your feet in the grass, look at the sunshine, look at the trees and, the flowers and things like that. If you can just get out in nature for a few minutes, it reduces your cortisol, it reduces your stress level. So that is one way that I really love and I recommend. Also deep breathing. If you Google that if you Google it on Google or search it on YouTube, you will find tons of like different meditations or things that videos that teach you how to do the deep breathing. It's really not that big a deal, but if you're not used to it, then you may just want to watch a video or two and just see, the best way to go about it. Um, so deep breathing is great, meditation is great, and some of those videos do both of those things. So you could do like a 5-minute meditation that includes deep breathing. So those two things are great. Getting quality sleep. That is one of the things that causes cortisol to raise, is not getting enough sleep and not getting quality sleep, like if you're waking up a lot. Um, and then also limiting caffeine is another way to reduce cortisol and reduce stress. Now, caffeine, it can affect people in different ways. Some people, they process it very well. It's not a big deal. And then others, they don't. So that may be something, if you do have a blood glucose monitor or something, you could test that and see what effect caffeine has on your blood sugar. So, you would just take your blood sugar before, drink your coffee, and then take it afterwards and see the effect. And maybe do this for a few days or a week and see, notice a pattern. See if it's every time you drink your coffee, is it going up? Because it does cause blood sugar to raise and cortisol to raise in some people. So, those are the things I would recommend if you're having blood sugar issues and you feel like you've tried everything and nothing's working. Um, Try these things, because it could very well be that your cortisol is high and it's causing your blood sugar to stay high. All right. So number three, the third reason that you need to manage your stress is it contributes to your weight. It does. It contributes to if you gain weight or if you can't lose weight, things like that. So here's why. Cortisol is high cortisol causes your metabolism to slow down. It causes it to slow down so it can focus on keeping you safe from whatever is causing your stress. Let me know if you knew that. So that's what your fight or flight response does. It shuts down the things that aren't needed at the moment so it can focus on keeping you safe. And one of those things that it kind of shuts down is like metabolism, digestion, things like that. So if you are always in a high cortisol state, yes, yes, it does. If you're always in a high cortisol state, if you're always stressed out and you're not managing your stress well, then your metabolism will be slower than someone who is managing their stress well or not as stressed out. So, and the problem is if you don't take steps to relieve that stress, and you stay in fight or flight, in this fight or flight state all the time, that is really the issue. It's not that you can't get stressed out. Like, I'm not telling you don't do anything to get stressed out. That's not possible. It's not realistic. We are going to get stressed out, and that's why we have this mechanism in our body for when we do have to deal with stressful situations. The problem is when our body stays stressed out all the time. That is the problem. So like we talked about earlier, stress can come from things like things you're dealing with in your life, right? Like everyday things. But what isn't talked about as much is the everyday things that are causing our body to stay stressed out. So things like inflammation from processed foods, that causes high cortisol. Not enough sleep, like we just talked about. Too much artificial light at nighttime can raise cortisol. And this just means, like, I'm on this computer right now. I use my phone. We watch TV. All these things have blue light in them, and they're a lot brighter a lot brighter lights than what we're supposed to be getting at nighttime. And so it tricks our body into thinking that it's still daytime. When we are using these devices with these bright lights, our body's like, oh, it's still daytime. It's not time to go to sleep. And it stresses your body out because it feels like it's always daytime, in the daytime and the nighttime. And so I've done other lives and YouTube videos on this. If you're interested, you can just search that, like, circadian rhythm, because that's what it is, circadian rhythm. Um, Balancing that and things like that. But what I do and what I have my family do, we just wear blue light blocking glasses, and that helps filter out some of the blue light. And then we also have all of our electronics, like our phones, TVs, computers, iPad, everything. We have all that set to, when it's 5 o'clock, when it gets dark, we have it set to go to night mode, which filters out the blue light for us. So we've got kind of a double, protection. We filter it out on our devices, and then we also put on our blue light blocking glasses when it gets dark outside, and that will help filter out that artificial blue light, and then you can sleep better, or you can, lower your, cortisol by doing that. Your cortisol will lower because it knows, okay, it's time to settle down. It's nighttime, and it can help you sleep better, like I was getting ready to say. But so yeah, um, artificial light at night, and then not enough sunlight during the day is another way that our, um, cortisol stays high and things like that, because if you're only getting artificial light and never like actual natural light like sunlight, then that can throw off your cortisol as well and keep it high and keep you stressed out. So these are all ways that your body stays stressed out and stays in a high cortisol state. um, so it's not just about gaining weight. When we have significant weight gain, it puts us at risk for developing health issues. When you have, a significant amount of extra weight you're carrying around, it puts you, so it's not about vanity. It's not really about, oh, I've gained weight. I know we all want to lose weight and not gain weight, but it's more than that. Like when your cortisol is high and it lowers your metabolism and it makes you gain weight, it puts you at risk for, things like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, cancer. There's certain cancers that have shown, um, go along with obesity and things like that. And then also cardiovascular disease. That is a big one. There's been a lot of studies about that. You can Google that, and, you increase your risk of cardiovascular disease if um, have a lot of extra weight you're carrying around. So, uh, you know, it's important. It's important to lower your cortisol, not just to keep from gaining weight or to lose weight, but also to reduce your risk of these, health issues that I just named. So that also cardiovascular disease. That's going to bring me to the fourth reason you need to manage your. I know, but I want you guys to know this stuff because, um, it's important. It's important for your health. And so that's why I have to. I know it can be depressing and be scary, but I have to inform you guys of these things because I care about you. I want you to have good health. So I want you to take care of yourself. So, um, okay. And so the fourth reason you need to manage stress is because stress raises your risk for heart attack and stroke, for cardiovascular disease. Um, so, like I was saying earlier, studies show that long term stress can increase triglycerides, blood sugar, blood pressure, um, which are all common risk factors for heart disease. So, so you've got to lower your stress. You've got to focus on that. And the biggest problem I see when someone is stressed, and I was guilty of this myself as well. So you're not alone. But the biggest thing I see when someone is stressed is when they feel stressed, we they tend to deal with it in unhealthy ways, like I talked about a little bit earlier. Um, I used to deal with mine. I used to deal with mine by stress eating, by eating um, high sugar processed foods. That's what I wanted. That's what I craved when I was stressed out. Um, and I did this for over a decade, you guys. Like I'm guilty of it. I did it. But other people may smoke. Other people may drink. You may have some other kind of issue that, it may not be sugar for you like it was for me. It may be salty foods like chips, bread, pasta. It may be, just anything like high fat foods, high salty food, high in salt, things like that. Um, and we're dealing with our stress in these unhealthy ways. So that's what I see a lot of times. And these things, doing these habits can make the problem worse. It can put you at higher risk for weight gain, for heart attack, for stroke, for all these health issues. And so that's why we want to try to overcome these habits and, not um, not keep doing them for years and years. And like I said, I was guilty of that. I did it for over a decade. Um, from my probably mid 20s, early 20s until my diabetes diagnosis at 34. I did it. And then that's when I had to get serious and really break my sugar addiction. Because I had had that habit and um, it caused diabetes. It caused me to have high blood sugar, and I probably had high cortisol that was contributing to it because that's what I was doing to deal with my stress. So anyway, um, but what you need to do is just replace the habit. Find healthier ways of dealing with your stress, right? So if you can find something that you like doing just as much as, binging on sugar like I did, or smoking or drinking, this is going to help lower your cortisol and reduce your risk for these, you know, heart issues, heart attack, stroke, cardiovascular disease. So, um, you can try things like spending time in nature, like I talked about, deep breathing, getting quality sleep. Um, but you've also got to start trying to eliminate the things in your life that cause your stress. Okay. Because a lot of times that if you and I'm not saying eliminate everything, like don't go quit your job. I'm not saying that. But there's things that that stress you out that you could probably eliminate. It may be uncomfortable, it may be hard. I've had to do it. Um, but in the long run, it helps your stress level. And so I'm not saying to eliminate like things that, are very important and you can't eliminate. I'm saying, there's those things that you could eliminate that would help your stress level a lot. So think about those things. And I know you can't do that overnight. But if you could just, slowly do that, slowly eliminate some things. Like I told my son, he wants to do, he's in the National Honor Society. He wants to do basketball. He wants to do the racing, race cars. And I'm like, we can't do all this because we're not going, I'm proud of him and I'm glad that he wants to do things, but we've got to just pick two things. We can't just do everything because I'm not going to have us running around the city all week and eating fast food all week because we're never at home. That to me is not worth it because then I'm stressed out, he's stressed out, and we're not eating healthy and we're not practicing healthy habits and things like that. So I hope you understand that. I'm not so he's I just have him, he wants to do everything and I have him pick like two things cuz I can't do all that. It's not good for any of us. So I hope that makes sense. But anyway, I've really gotten serious about doing this lately, about eliminating stress because I realize what a toll it took on my life before, on my health before, and I don't want to get back to that. So I've got perimeters. I've got a threshold that I'm not going to take on more than I can do so I don't stress myself out. Anyway, that was my point. So anyways, guys, I hope these tips helped you and if you guys want to talk about this, dive deeper into it, have a conversation with me about this, about how you can eliminate stress, healthy ways you can do it, what may be causing your health issues, what maybe you can do about your stress. I can dive deeper into that with you. We can either have a DM conversation, we can have a phone conversation, whatever you're comfortable with. But I'm here to help you guys. So if you are interested in that, just put stress in the comments, and I will know to reach out to you. And we can just have a conversation about what's going on specifically with you, and I can give you some tips for what to do and how you can get some help with this. But anyways, I hope this was helpful. This is one of my favorite topics because it is so important, and I don't think people realize how important stress management is. And so I just wanted to um, talk about this today because I don't know, it was on my mind, like, I felt like someone needed to hear it, and this is one of my favorite things to talk about is stress management anyway. So, all right, you guys, I hope you have a good day, and I hope you have a good rest of your week, and I will see you next Tuesday. All right, bye.